Alright, made it to the second and last park of my trip, Parque Warner. This park is like a mix of Six Flags, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Universal Studios. So let's go on in. And I made it in. This park looks awesome. This part feels sort of like a mix of Universal and Hollywood Studios, especially with the Chinese theater over here. Man, long line for a great movie ride or Mickey's Runaway Railway or the Space Jam meet and greet. Looks like we got Bugs Bunny and Lola and Daffy. So far this park is really nice. This opening area could use a little more shade though. It's really hot with the sun blaring down. But looks like somewhere is cooking burgers because it smells good. I don't know where to go next. They're not giving out any park maps due to COVID. And there's no Wi-Fi here, so... yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll start doing some of the kiddie credits over here. So they have a Scooby-Doo ride. I think this is what's it called? A Boo Blasters. So it's like the original Boo Blasters, but Scooby-Doo before they turned it into Boo Blasters. Are these all graves? I don't know. This is kind of weird. So this area really reminds me of Toon Lagoon in Islands of Adventure, with all the water features and everything, all the kids running around, and the cartoon cafe and everything. So this kiddie area, especially these little homes here, they all remind me of Mickey's Toontown. You could go into like Tweety Bird's house, you go to different people's houses, and they're all photo ops. That's really cool. I guess this is Bugs' house, living in a hole. This is awesome. Guess no one wants to meet Bugs Bunny. Looks like we have a Looney Tunes dance festival over here. I guess I'm assuming that's like a show. And over here is a kiddie credit over here. So I just got off of the Wile E. Coyote coaster, and this was really smooth, very good. I love the front car of this thing. It's hilarious. See Wile E. Coyote there? And I love these little windows openings where you can see the coaster going by. And this thing's got some pretty good air. I mean, for a kiddie coaster, it's like Expedition Everest airtime, so it's very light and gentle and super smooth. Also, they're running 2 trains, which is awesome. I love it. Good layout too. This might be one of the best kiddie coasters I've ever been in. Also, one interesting thing about Parque Warner so far that I've noticed is that they have they're checking restraints. I forgot to mention the previous park I went to, Parque de Atracciones. They weren't checking restraints. Like, they just did a visual check to make sure that it is down, and that was it. They didn't bother pulling up or anything, except for one coaster, the TNT Mine Train, which is their family coaster, Gerstlauer family coaster. That was the only thing where they actually had like a pull, and they were pulling up on our restraints, which was nice. They don't have to bend down and pull. But yeah, very interesting, but awesome. Good first ride of the day. Very nice and gentle and smooth. Best part about it is that it's smooth. This is interesting. They've got like a little splash pad area, but it's like roped off, so you only go in from one entry point. Got a very long line for the rapids here. At least I think it's for the rapids. It looks like it. So this is awesome. It's like Popeye builds rat barges in terms of like the theming. Really reminds me of that. Over at Islands of Adventure. With the cartoony theming. Man, they have really bad dispatches here. It's like haven't seen a oh, there we go. Very big gap between the rafts here. This is interesting. We got a Scooby-Doo teacups. So next up is this Tom and Jerry roller coaster. I think this thing has a very long train. I also love the Tom and Jerry up there, statues. So the train starts from there and ends all the way over there. Also, I think their fast pass ratios are like, at least for the other coaster, it was one for every, they take one fast pass group for every dispatch. So we'll see if that's the case for this ride too. This train is so long. It looks awesome. So just did the Tom and Jerry coaster. It was fun. Sat in the back seat. Pretty fun ride. It was crazy that you're like not even close to going over a hill before you actually get yanked over it. But too bad the hills aren't like anything too special. But overall, fun ride. The Wile E. Coyote ride was way smoother. But pretty interesting. Also, just like Parque the attraction, I don't remember if I told you this, but they apply hand sanitizer to everybody before you get on the ride. But this is just like what Universal used to do, where the ride ops have the hand sanitizer and they squirt it into your hand, while at Parque de Atracciones they have the hand sanitizers mounted to the wall, so they direct you to go and squirt yourself. You know, interesting. Alright, let's move on to the next land. Also, this is the first bathroom I've seen since entering the park. One thing I'm not a fan of, at least in this bathroom, I don't know if the others have it, they only have one hand drying machine, and it was one, like a really weak one. Like, you had to stand on there for a while. Oh, they have spiral potatoes here as well. That's neat. Here's the Old West. Every park in Europe, or mostly Spain, has to have an Old West themed section. But this one looks great. This looks incredible. Really reminds me of a Portaventura Frontierland. Did a good job with the theming here. So that wooden coaster over there is Coaster Express, and that thing has been standing but not operating for maybe a couple years by now. But I hear it's extremely rough though. Alright, let's do Rio Bravo. This is their log flume, and I hear it's really good. It's got a backwards airtime hill. So I'm excited to ride this, especially since it's early in the day. It gives me plenty of time to dry off. So let's do this. So I just got off Rio Bravo, and holy crap, that was insane. That backwards drop had an airtime hill, so you go down, up, and then back down again, and then splash. You get so much air. There's no restraint on these boats, so it's like my butt came out of the seat like for like almost 1 foot out of the seat. I wasn't expecting that much airtime. Like, it was crazy ejector. You know, I flew out and then slammed back onto the seat. Holy crap, that was insane. They had a couple switch tables and stuff like that, so you go down the airtime hill backwards. But yeah, also this is interesting. They have like a flume, and like it keeps moving as you're loading, and there's no like conveyor belt or anything. I think it's just using the water just to push it down, because I'm not seeing any like conveyor belt system or anything like that in there. Also, one interesting thing is the front of the boat has a little black thing that arches up, so as you do the final splash, water comes out of that black thing, you know, and probably spills all over the front, people in the front's lap. But yeah, insane ride. So here would be the entrance for Coaster Express, but they are retracking it, and they've been doing that for like a couple years now. Also, here's a breakdance that's themed to like Wild West. Pretty dead area of the park, especially with Coaster Express closed. Alright, for lunch I've got some mixed noodles, I guess they're Asian, a giant Coke, and yeah, since I'm not too hungry, so this is what the place looks like inside. I got a view of the people walking around their western area. Holy crap, I ate my lunch at the right time. When I went in, there was like nobody there, but now it's like out the door. Also, their meals are humongous. They have like a appetizer, the entree, and a drink for like 16 euros, and I'm like, I'm not that hungry. Can I just have an appetizer? Which was the noodles, and she was like, well, it could be, they have to be charged you separately a la carte, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So it ended up being like 10 euros, because there's no way I would have finished like the full meal. That was so much food, holy crap. Anyway, let me start making my way over to the stunt show. It's like lights, motor, action. I do like how they put some theming into the windows on the second levels. Adds a little level of detail. Like a lamp or some shoes up there. Holy crap. These are bathrooms. They're so well themed. I had no idea. I totally missed these bathrooms. I also love the little shooting gallery here. And it goes on to the other side too. That's kind of cool. And over in this corner is the upcharge haunt that they have here. It's themed to like Annabelle, The Nun, The Conjuring universe stuff, which I haven't seen any of those movies. but looks pretty interesting. I'm probably gonna come back and do that later. I love on the middle of the walkways they have this little like path of like crap, kind of like how they have in the Liberty Square, that kind of runs along the middle of the road. Here's a smoking area, and now entering Gotham City. Ooh, this looks nice. So one thing I would ding this park on is that I'm seeing a lot more people smoking in the regular pathways as opposed to the other park, Parque de Atracciones. Here, I've seen at least like 3 or 4 people smoking in the main pathways walking around when there are smoking areas. Man, this looks good. The theming here. So they have this, oh, they have Harley Quinn and the Joker out taking photos. That's awesome. So this area of Gotham City doesn't look as good. It's all like games and stuff like that. Oh, and I think I see a Metropolis up ahead as well. And there is the Mr. Freeze swings. And the Batman clone is straight ahead over there. There's a Lex Luthor top spin to the left over there. I like it's sort of hidden by the buildings over there. There's the Batman clone, and then right behind it is the floorless coaster Superman. Fun fact about Superman, back when I was a little fledgling coaster enthusiast, for some reason this Superman fascinated me. I guess because it was a big tier B&M coaster that had 7 inversions but no block break. So I would watch the POVs over and over again. I love how the marquee of this ride also rotates. That's so cool. And here's the Daily Planet where the Superman roller coaster is. And straight ahead next to Superman is the entrance for Beach Park Warner. So I think that's their water park over there. And I believe it's a separate gate. So you cannot, it's not included with admission, I believe. Anyway, so this is the Warner Brothers Studios land. And this area looks a lot like the Streets of America in Disney's Hollywood Studios. So it's all a bunch of like backlots, facades, and stuff like that. And home of the giant Vekoma boomerang, inverted boomerang, stunt fall. I haven't been on one of these since like Deja Vu back in Six Flags Over Georgia. So this is a hotel, I don't know how to pronounce it, Imbar whatever, which is a very well themed Vekoma madhouse, which I've never been on a Vekoma madhouse before, so that'll be fun to try. And oh, here's the stunt show entrance. So I've got about 45 minutes until showtime to the first show of the day, so I'm gonna try to hit this first show, get a good spot, and get it out of the way. And this is like the police stunt show. Very similar to Lights Motor Action. Wow, that water is very blue. So this is their nighttime show here, which I will not be here for because it's scheduled to rain around that time. And I am taking a bus out of here by like 10. And the nighttime show is at like 11:40. The park closes at 12. And it has like fireworks. Those guys on those like jetpack, water ski jetpack things, so they're like flying. You know, where they have like water coming out of their feet, so it looks like they're flying, or they, you know, the water's making them fly. But yeah. Anyway. Let's get in line for that stunt show. So I'm here about 30 minutes before the stunt show, and it looks like they are seating everybody social distantly. So you can't choose your seat, they choose it for you. I am glad I got here and waited in line for like 45 minutes before the show started.
después de todo lo que hemos hecho por él durante todo este tiempo.
Sino que también hemos terminado con la...
Okay, so that Police Academy show is incredible. Holy crap. I was expecting it to be like very knockoff Lights Motor Action, but it was actually funnier and they did much cooler stunts. I mean, Lights Motor Action had more like cars jumping in the air and stuff like that. This one didn't have as many cars jumping in the air, but still, holy crap, that was incredible. That was awesome. Amazing show. I didn't know what was going on. I think the story was like some lady and her street gang was terrorizing this town or something like that. And I think one of the street gang people defected and became a police officer. And then they like kidnapped the commissioner at one point and then they tried to get him back. That's pretty much it. And they were kind of using different vehicles and stuff like that. But yeah, wow. Great stunts. Man, this street really reminds me of the streets of America. They should totally buy the Osborne lights and put them here. Granted, it's a very narrow street compared to the streets of America at Hollywood Studios. This area so much reminds me of that Jaws section. Oh my gosh. Such a crazy park where it's just like a mishmash of 3 major chain parks in the United States. I absolutely love it here. But God thinks how there aren't that many coasters compared to the other park. I think this place currently has 5 because Coaster Express is down, otherwise that would have been 6. And the other park has 7. Oh, it looks like there's a Yogi Bear, Hanna-Barbera section over there. So I'm at the end of their like main street to like the one main street to come into the park. And this area really reminds me of Busch Gardens, Tampa. More so over here to the right. But yeah. Over on the left is that Lagoon show. That's where they do their nighttime show. And then to the right heads to that kids area. Alright. So, I just did Boo Blasters. Pretty fun. It's fun to see all the Scooby-Doo characters in there. But yeah, pretty fun. Short ride. Some of the targets weren't working. But still, cool to see Boo Blasters back in its like original form when it's like Scooby-Doo themed. Hey, there's Wile E. Coyote. Awesome. Also, I did the Annabelle / Conjuring / the Nun walkthrough. That was an upcharge for €5. It was pretty good. I would say it is better. I would say my experience was better in this than the one in Parque de Atracciones with the Walking Dead experience, their €5 upcharge. This one was pretty cool because they had like a little pre-show so that showed you clips from the show, from the movies, kind of get you caught up to speed and everything. I also had, so instead of I forgot to mention in the other park, the Walking Dead experience, I was walking by myself in there, mostly because they didn't have a due to social distancing and everything, they post people per groups. Well, here they combine groups, so I was with a group of 2, and the other group in front of me, the party of 2, they were the slowest walkers ever. Like, we were doing a nice leisurely stroll through. The guy's girlfriend was like super scared of everything. It was hilarious. We were going so slow that the previous group caught up with us. So it's like the triggers were not activating in time for the other people, you know. So they were missing all the scares while we were getting them all, and it was awesome seeing all the effects and everything. They had a really cool effect where it's like they had an Annabelle doll, and then like you could see her in the case, and then the lights turn off, and then when the lights turn back on, the doll was gone. But yeah, very cool. Good maze. Lots of good details and everything. Good use of mirrors. Yeah. Anyway, here's what is this? I don't know. Something, I think it's in Spanish, so I can't, it's hard to read this. But little splash waterfalls type of attraction. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed that maze. A lot of fun. I do wish my eyes were adjusted to the darkness, so when we first went in there I couldn't see anything. But overall, very good attraction. Alright, let's go and do the Batman clone. Looks pretty well themed here. Queue looks pretty nice. Wow, this queue is really well done. We're like so I'm doing Batman right now. This is like a bank safe. This is awesome. Whoa, very cool. Poison Ivy room. Oh, and that's it for the fast pass. Theming looks pretty cool here with the wires and everything. Anyway, time to do Batman. Alright, just did the Batman clone. I sat in the front seat, and for some reason it didn't feel as forceful as the other Batman clones. Granted, I am used to Over Georgia's Batman clone, so maybe theirs is better, or tighter turns and stuff like that, I don't know. Or maybe it's the heat. The fact that there's a dry heat doesn't feel as intense as a humidity place with high humidity. But other than that, pretty good ride. It's weird how they load. So as they don't start loading the, they don't start grouping into the station until after the train is dispatched. So you basically, they're kind of playing catch up. You know, so by the time the train is here and the gates are open, people are walking in, or I mean like people are going into, they're grouping while that's happening. So it's a lot of downtime. Man, this thing is squeaking like crazy. Sounds like it's about to fall apart. Also, it looks like Superman is down. When riding Batman, I saw that they had a couple maintenance guys at the bottom of the block break. So I'm in the line for the Vekoma Madhouse. This is like hotel something. And it is very well themed, this queue. Holy crap. Alright, just did the hotel Vekoma Madhouse. Pretty good. They had a jump scare in the pre-show room. So in the pre-show, a like burst of wind. I think I didn't feel it, but it sounded like air cannons. Scared everybody in the room. Then you went to the actual room of the Vekoma Madhouse and you rotate around a bit, and there's like an animatronic bride in the middle or something like that. And you rotate and everything. But it was interesting. I never done a Vekoma Madhouse before, and I was expecting to be more disoriented, but I was barely disoriented at all. Mostly probably because I actually know sort of the mechanics of it, so I knew what to expect, the feeling and everything. But it was pretty interesting experiencing one of them. So anyway, let's try to do a stunt fall over here. So here is stunt fall, the giant inverted Vekoma boomerang. And over here we have it looks like Yogi Bear splash battle. Also, the trees are covering up the sign for this attraction. pretty funny. They need to trim these trees or cut them or something. But they do provide some nice shade. So I give it that. Alright, just did stunt fall. I sat in the second row, so it's kind of sort of the front, but not really. I like how they have all these stunt stuff. But it's an okay ride. It's a little bit of head banging, some good weightlessness on the drops. And they are very slow at loading. Granted, I think the person in the front row was friends with one of the ride operators, so they were talking for a while the ride operator wasn't checking restraints. She was just kind of standing there talking for like a minute. But overall, it's a fun ride. It's a little intense, so it's kind of tough for me to marathon. Also, I like you can see the facade, the back of the facades of the area that looks like a New York street / the Streets of America type area. Also, that horn signifying that it's going is really obnoxious and loud. I don't know of any other roller coaster that does that here in the park, at least. So well themed in the Daily Planet. Anyway, here we are, Superman time. I think this will be my 315th credit. So, cool. Okay, so Superman is a pretty good ride. A little bit of head rattle. Very, very light head banging, but wow. Has two great airtime hills that are really good. This is probably one of my favorite B&M floorless. Maybe. I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe after, I think I might like Hair Razor a bit more. Tough to say.
¿No quieres subir? ¿No quieres ir a la silla? Bueno, te estoy hablando. Mucho mejor.
Alright, just did the SNS shot tower. It was alright. Good views of the desert and the rest of the park. I only had a view of the front of the park. I do wish I got a view of the B&M coasters over there, but you don't get to choose your seat, unfortunately. They're pretty weak. Nothing too special to write home about. I felt like seemed a lot like Cedar Point, their shot tower. It felt weak. I don't know. I used to remember shot towers being more intense, but maybe I haven't been on them in a while. Because Cedar Point and this one both felt pretty weak. But it's still fun though. Good views. This launch felt pretty intense, but other than that, it was okay. I just do it for the views now. Anyway, let's go, I guess, ride Batman. Okay, walking through Batman's queue, I realized that right when you enter the bank, there's a sensor on the ground. So as you trip that sensor, the alarm goes off. That's pretty neat. Alright, got off of a back row ride on Batman, and it is really good. Same intensity in the back row as other Batman clones. I think that's why I haven't been on a front row ride on a Batman in a while. So that's why when I rode it, I was like, wow, that was not intense at all. But that back row ride, ooh, pretty good. The first loop on the back row wasn't as intense as I remember other Batman clones being, but everything else felt the same. Still, good stuff. Batman clones are always fun. Looks really nice here in the sunset. I love how the colors really complement each other. All the grime and everything. Alright, just got off of the Tom and Jerry coaster again. This time I sat closer to the front, and it's pretty interesting how you're already on the bottom of the hill before you pick up speed. Also, this thing is really annoying. This thing is like keeping everyone back when unloading. But yeah, I also love seeing all the different props that they have in the Tom and Jerry ride. Kind of cool to see, like, it's like a picnic, then you're kind of destroying it, chasing, or whoever, or Tom chasing Jerry. I just realized I've never been down this way. So, right after the little splash pad area, we got a carousel. Looks like we got a little like monorail type of ride, and some wacky like firefighting ride. I did see this on their website, and it's not included in the fast pass thing, but it looks weird. Look at this thing. Look how wacky this thing looks. Looks awesome. Anyway, the rest of it's just kind of like flat rides and everything. So we got one of those flying flat rides. A little monorail type of ride. I do love how the steps kind of look like escalators for the handrails. Looks pretty cool. Rocked and Tub, don't know if I actually said that. And then this thing. This was like one of those like Flintstone driving car things. That's pretty cool. I love the ride vehicles. So got off another back row ride on that Wile E. Coyote roller coaster. It's pretty good, very smooth, great like light airtime. This area looks pretty nice with the trees. So I realized why it takes them so long to load and dispatch. They actually have to, they're short-staffed. They have a issue where they have their grouper is also a seat checker. So what they do is here they have the grouper group everybody, and then they run over to check the seats. So that's why lines are so long and their dispatches aren't the best, which is a shame. But I give them props for like running more than one train on most of the rides that they can. You know, every ride that can run multiple trains, they run multiple trains. Also, the trash cans here, they have like different trash cans. So like one for paper, one for, you know, organic stuff, and then one I'm assuming for just landfill, whatever. But yeah, very nice park. But it is busy today. I love the theming. It's like an office space. Anyway, let's try to see if I can get a last ride on Superman and then go shopping and head out. Alright, I bailed on Superman, my second ride on Superman, because there are really dark clouds coming in with lightning. So, probably gonna do some shopping and then head out. Especially since these clouds coming in, I don't want to get trapped in the rain. So, time to head out. Unfortunately, I did not get a second ride on Superman. I did want one in the back seat, so I only got one in the front seat. But at least I did get to ride it. I'm happy about that, at least. Anyway, time to make my way out. Oh, I also did stunt fall in the back. Amazing in the back seat. I forgot how much airtime you get on that first drop. You just free falling all the way down that drop. Incredible. Anyway, time to head out. And that's it for the park. Let me go into these stores and check out what they have for merch and head out. Their Chinese theater could use some better nighttime lighting. But other than that, park looks great over here. Alright, time to head out of Parque Warner. See you later, knockoff Chinese theater. The only thing I did miss out on was getting a back row ride on Superman. I bailed on the line because their dispatches were super slow and I wanted to go shopping for some merch. Also, there are some really big, ominous rain clouds coming this way with lightning. So I figured they might close the ride down due to lightning. I'm just gonna tell myself that so I don't feel as bad for missing out. Anyway, time to go later, and thus concludes my two park trips in Madrid. It's been good, it's been fun, it's been hot. So, see you later. That's all, folks. Alright, just wanted to show you the park entrance at night. I love the lighting, looks great. Coasters look alright with the, or at least Sunfall looks alright with the lights on. Goodbye, Parque Warner. It's been good fun. I think I might enjoy myself more at Parque de Atracciones, just because it was more chill there. Here was more like hectic, more people were here. It felt more like a Disney in terms of like how busy it was, but the problem was like their ops were not the best. Sometimes a flaw that they have with their fast pass was that their signs, like, so they on the website they call it fast pass, but when you go and try to find the signs for fast pass entrances, they're not fast pass, they're like the speedy entrance or whatever. It had the Roadrunner on it, so I had no idea where to go. Some queues, they actually start off like everyone sharing the same queue, and then the fast pass exit splits off, just for a little bit though. Most of the time, like, you can walk right in. Like after like a small section where they share a queue. Most of the time it's empty. But yeah, it was weird. Also, there are a lot of kids around with like no shirts and like running around with like even female kids running around with no shirts, but I guess that might be a thing here in Spain. I don't know. Also, I tried to buy their fast pass and tickets, or just fast pass early online, but my computer kept erroring out. Like, same with the Parque de Attracciones. They have the same website style, at least, but I don't know what was going on. Maybe I had an American US computer or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, I had to end up coming over here because their fast pass is actually cheaper online. But since my computer was erroring out, maybe I didn't try putting a VPN for Spain. Maybe that's it. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, time to head out. Later. Bye, Parque Warner. Again.